Gracias, mucho gusto, buenos dias. Bonjour, bienvenue, hello, welcome. Today we talk about youth. My name is Marc-André Tremblay I'm the founder of this whole thing, and it's just amazing. And it's amazing to have you. A few questions about global issues, about youth. Mostly we are here to have fun. And it is a gift for our network of schools who have been doing so many serious interviews. Not to say we're not going to be a little bit serious, but we're all super fans of yours. You've performed in front of sold-out audiences everywhere. You have tens of millions of followers across social media, 500 million views of your comedy. You do a lot for kids, and you are adored by a wide audience. It may be of value to some of the kids listening today to know that you came from a family of 6 kids, and you were raised by your mom, and look at you, and it's so inspiring for me as well. You have a new Nickelodeon show, Unleashed, that premiered in October, and it features animal performances judged by a kid jury, which is such a great idea, and it works with exactly what we're doing. We think it's very cool. So thank you so much for being here today.
A pleasure. I wanted to see how long you were going to talk before you asked me a question.
That's it. Now it's all going to be questions.
Hey, you were on a roll. You were saying all the good stuff. Yeah, the good family, mom, did the show. Hey, who's the dummy in the background?
Oh, I got a dinosaur, and I got Caillou and other things.
Oh, freaking cool. I love it. I got all kinds of stuff all over the place. Funko dolls and all kinds of randomness in the background. Like I got this refrigerator and Iron Man that I haven't put on the wall yet. So I'm with you there.
I love your office. If we're gonna start sharing toys, I got my Transformers here. So
I have a huge Transformer collection. That's one of my guilty pleasures. Yes, I'm a huge Transformers fan. I actually have a Transformers art gallery in my house. In my bedroom. Like it's a legit gallery. I commissioned an artist to come in and paint me all kinds of Transformers stuff because I'm a geek like that.
We got to talk later. All right. So question 1 is a recording. Okay. So I will share my screen. Hello. Oh, what's his name?
Oh, sorry. This is Vinny. And he is
Vinny. We have a special guest. Holy. All the kids are going to be in. Okay. Let me share the first question, okay? It goes like this. From Jade and Sebastian and their little brother, Bo. Just a moment. Still figuring out this technology.
My name is Jade. Hi, Miss Iglesias. My name is Sebastian. Hi, I'm Bolano. Our question for you today is how do you prepare for all of your stand-ups and all of your jokes?
Were you able to see that, Gabriel?
Yes, very cute. How do I prepare for my stand-up and my shows? Mm-hmm. It's been a while. I haven't toured in over a year, and not by choice, of course. Preparation. It's every show is preparation because it's I don't work with notes. I don't write anything down or study anything before I go on stage. I go out there with whatever's on my mind and I throw it out there, and whatever gets a laugh, I work on the next show, and so on and so on. It's trial and error. So every show is preparation for the big show, which is eventually a Netflix special or some type of recording. So, each show goes into it. As far as right before I go on stage, I'm usually just hanging out with whoever's backstage. There's a couple people always back there, just having a casual conversation. And then I get the introduction, Gabriel Iglesias, and I just continue that conversation and walk out onto the stage. And that's what you see. I'm not backstage doing a seance. I don't light incense. I'm not lighting candles or, telling everybody to stay quiet. I need to get in the zone. That's not me. I take the conversation out onto the stage. I guess the preparation is hanging out with people backstage.
That's perfect. Thank you. That was Blessed Sacrament School in Vancouver, by the way. Question number 2 is in Quebec.
What's up, Vancouver?
Yeah, Vancouver. And that's where I am. And these are my students. And they started this whole thing. So, École Monseigneur de Laval is a school in Quebec, the province of Quebec.
Yeah, en Saskatchewan, en fait.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, so we're in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Regina, the city that rhymes with fun.
That's it. That's what the radio says anyway. My students have a good laugh at that. So our question for you, Mr. Iglesias, is how do you determine what themes to use in your shows, be it your stand-up routine or your TV show? And we're especially interested in your reputation as a cleaner artist in terms of language and content and just being respectful overall.
Well, I think you notice right now, whenever I go somewhere and I'm somewhat familiar with the area, I always try to make sure I let people know that I know a little bit about what, where I'm at. Whether it's in Canada or Regina specifically, because I have been there a few times, and that's why it was always the running joke when I'd get there and I go, what's the proper pronunciation? And they're like, and so, and even though I'm saying it like that, I mean, there's that line where you can get really, really close and still keep it to where it's fun for the adults, but it's still safe if you have a certain type of audience. Now, clearly, when I'm in a casino, the rules are very different. Casinos, it's traditionally 21 and up. And so if you slip and you say a colorful word here and there, you're not really held to it. You're not in trouble for it. But if you're performing, let's say, at a fair, fairs are very much a family environment. And so you want to be mindful. And it's not that hard to do. If you know what you see, what you're playing in front of, you can adjust accordingly. And so if I'm in a crowd where I can cut loose a little bit, I will, because casinos traditionally are places where people might tend to say a 4-letter word or two because they're losing money. They want to know that you can connect with them. And at a fair, people are just having a good time and they're with their kids. And sometimes they don't want to be there with their kids. And talking about that's okay. But I try to keep the shows very friendly and no matter what. But if I can cut loose a little bit, I will. I know I'm known for being clean, but I got my days too. I pay taxes like everyone else. So yes, I swear.
How do you decide the themes that you're going to use for your shows?
Sorry.
No.
I traditionally have a set that's already, that I've been working on for a while, but I always try to make the show, again, feel as personal as I can. So I do my research around the city, find out what's going on. Usually we go have lunch before a show. And, I'll ask questions to whoever I'm hanging out with just to get a kind of an idea. But I do like to see where I'm performing. And it always helps to connect better with the audience. I think they appreciate it when you take the time to try to get to know the area versus just coming in and repeating a set, It goes a long way. And when you look at people, it goes a long way. Taking a moment to acknowledge if somebody yells something out in the crowd. Hey, we love you. Hey, I love you too. And I like that donut place you have across the street. And they're like, oh my God, he knows about the donut place. I'm like, yeah, I took a second or two or three.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. Question number 3 is Eva Online School in Montreal.
Hello. Hey, hi. I'm Nathan. Nice to meet you. The question.
Hey, I have all your albums. All your albums. I love it.
I have albums?
I'm kidding. It was a bad joke.
Oh, I know. I know it was a joke. I tried to recite. I'm not too good at jokes. Oh, anyways, the question was, this might cause a few problems, but who do you see in your show, Mr. Iglesias, in your class? Who do you see becoming a future stand-up comic?
Well, everyone on the show is very talented, and it's a comedy show, so everybody's got comedic timing. But as far as somebody who would actually want to get up on stage and be just a stand-up, I got to tell you, Fabrizio Guido is really funny, and he loves comedy shows. And so he's made it clear that he'd like to at least try it. Tucker has done stand-up on the show, and he was very comfortable with it, and he liked it. So I could see either him or Tucker being possible stand-up comics. Also, Jacob Vargas is very, very funny, and he's done little bits of stand-up on stage in the past. So I know he can do it, and he has done it. And Maggie's also hysterical. I mean, everybody in the show. I really, I think it's harder to say who wouldn't do it. but all very funny. But my top two definitely would be Tucker and Fabrizio.
I kind of agree with you there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Saskatchewan again, École Monseigneur de Laval.
Yeah, we have one more question for you. And it's sort of in relation to the TV show as well. What's the story behind the Hawaiian shirts and the shorts? Is that a character thing, or is that something that's kind of a little bit more personal? Do you have an affection for Hawaii or Polynesian culture or anything like that?
Heidi, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Heidi, I have a question for you. Do you guys still have that TV show, Forget About It?
That's going a little back. I don't think it's still around, no.
Okay, you know what show I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Cool. All right. I'm telling you, I've been there a few times. It's been a long time, but yeah. I tell people it's like Family Guy and The Sopranos had a baby. So as far as the Hawaiian shirt and the shorts go, it was something I started doing a long time ago, because when I started doing stand-up in 1997, the normal attire for comics was just like they'd wear something black. So like either a black button up or a black suit or a black hoodie. Everything was very, very dark. So all the comics backstage kind of dressed the same. And I was a big fan, still a huge fan of, Robin Williams and all of his work. And Robin Williams was known for wearing Hawaiian shirts. And so I was like, hey, let me put on one of these one night and just see what happens. And first of all, I stood out from everybody else. I was very colorful and bright. And so when I'd walk in, it was like, who's this loud dude with a Hawaiian shirt? And it turned into one of those things where it was comfortable and it was different and it felt safe. Like, if you see somebody walking on the street in a Hawaiian shirt, they don't really come across as threatening. They're kind of more like, hey, where's the party at? And the thing with shorts is I had always worn pants. And I always hated pants for work. And so I says, if I ever get the chance to wear shorts at work, I'm going to do it. And once I became a comic and I'm like, well, there's no dress attire. Let me see if anybody says anything. And I tried it and I was comfortable and I got rid of all of my pants and I just wore shorts. I'm wearing shorts right now. You can't see it. But yeah, if I wear pants, it's because either it's a funeral, it's some type of business thing where they're like, we don't want to see your ankles. But it's, Hawaiian shirt and shorts was the way to go. And that's what stuck. And also too, I think trying to be consistent with a certain look, because people are always trying to change the look and try to find, okay, what I got to adapt. I got to, what's the new style? What's the new thing? And I think what's helped me out a lot is being lazy, because I never changed the style. The only reason my hair looks different now is because I lost it, not because I decided to go bald, but because nature said it's time. So yeah. It was just the way to go back then, and it still works now. So, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. St. Francis, are you with us now?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. There we go.
Hello, Nisigason Leviticus, or hello, my name is Leviticus in Korea. I am currently going to St. Francis Cree Bilingual School and in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Our question to you would be, what we get from your comedy, your character, and from you as a person is the idea of loving yourself and positive body image. What can you tell kids who may be struggling with self-esteem, eating disorders, of any kind of body image issues about loving and accepting themselves?
Well, as first of all, Leviticus, it's very nice to meet you. And I will tell you that, I've always been someone who's struggled with everything, whether it's my weight, my insecurities, my height. Every now and then I'll have too much to drink and I have one eye that floats a little bit this way. There's always been something that I've always had, my teeth. I had to get braces because I had too many teeth in my mouth. That's what the dentist told me. They removed 8 teeth from my mouth, 8 total, 8. And it was one of those things where, I always had something going on that I felt insecure about. And I think that once I came to the place where I felt like, you know what, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, and everyone's different. And I think that it's our differences that make us special. And if someone can't handle something different about you, then maybe that's not somebody you want to be around. From high school, you know, I knew people that had a lot of friends, and I knew some people that had maybe one. I was somebody that had two friends in high school. That was it right there. I knew a lot of people, but people that I considered friends that, you know, I'd hang out with was two. And fortunately, it's been 20 some odd years later, and they're still my friends. I still talk to them, still hang out with them, still see them all the time. And I think it's just a matter of finding people that like you for you. And once you find that, I think you're going to be all right. Loving yourself is something that takes time. Like I said, I still struggle with it, and you know, I'm still insecure. So it's not something that goes away. You just learn to deal. I hope that helps a little bit.
All right.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Leviticus, is the CR, is that a team? Is that Colorado Rockies, or is that, what is that?
I honestly don't know. Gonna be honest with you.
Does that mean clearance at Ross? What is that?
Thank you so much. You know a lot about Canadian culture. Come on, wow, amazing. Okay, Robert Adams, you guys are in Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Tiernan. So
You
my
said
question,
Karen, I'm sorry?
Tiernan.
Karen, nice to meet you.
So a lot of your humor is about race relations. Is that something that's like important to you, especially as like a Mexican American?
You know, I think that a lot of my stories are about all the different friends that I have, and I have a whole rainbow of friends. So it's like, you name it, I know somebody that's, you know, that's different. I think by sharing all these different random stories, it kind of helps everybody and shows that, hey, you know, it's okay to have, you know, be friendly with everybody. And I do share a lot of stories about, you know, me being Mexican and growing up that way. I mean, that's, you know, that's who I am. But as far as making it an actual thing about sharing specifics, I don't think I've done that. Or at least I've tried not to, but I do think it's important that people get to know other cultures and the way that the rest of the world lives. You know, everybody does things differently. I think that when you take the time to get to know other people, you learn that, hey, that's, you know, there's many different ways of doing things. My comedy, I just try to, first and foremost, I want to make sure people laugh. They're having a good time. And I know that by sharing my stories, I'm at least being original to myself, and, you know, nobody has my stories. So I put them out there, and people take them all kinds of different ways, but hopefully it's a positive way.
Okay. And also I've been asked to ask you about
Money. You want money, don't you? I knew it. I'm kidding.
I've been asked for you to give a shout out in Spanish to all of our Spanish speaking students at Robert Adams Middle School.
Saludos a todos los estudiantes de Robert Adams. I messed it up. Sorry. Robert Adams. You said elementary?
Middle school.
Middle school. Sorry. I'm elementary. Saludos a todos los estudiantes de Robert Adams Middle School. I'm going to sound old right now by saying this, but when I went to middle school, it was actually called junior high. And I was there the last year that they called it a junior high. And the year after that, was from there on, was always middle school. But yeah, I'm going to sound like that guy. Like, back in my day, it used to be called junior high. But shout out to you guys. My Spanish comes out better when I do it in a character versus trying to speak Spanish in my own voice. So sorry for getting louder.
Gracias, señor.
Hey, that's pretty good. Look at that. If you would have been on the screen, I would have got the name right. Look, Robert Adams Middle School.
Okay, next is Medstead Central School.
Hey there, how's it going?
Going good.
My name is Brett. I teach here in Medstead, which is also in Saskatchewan. It's a really tiny little village up in the northwest, and we're really glad to be here asking you a question today. So our question is, what's your favorite TV show or film or other type of performance that you got to do outside of your usual stand-up comedy?
Favorite television show now or back then or all time?
Let's say all time.
My favorite TV show of all time, you might have to Google this one, is a TV show called Three's Company. Way back in the day, starring an actor named John Ritter, Suzanne Summers, and I want to say Jennifer DeWitt, I think was her name, Joyce DeWitt. That's of all time. Recently, though, I started watching The Sopranos again. That's very different sides of the spectrum. I'm like everybody else. If Friends is on TV, I like watching Friends, but it goes all over the place. So yeah, But
what about something that you got to do yourself? You got to join in. Other things that you enjoy doing outside of your comedy.
Outside of my comedy, I definitely love just hanging out with my dogs. I'm really simple, really simple. Getting in the car with my dogs, taking a drive, going to get a coffee. Shout out to Tim Hortons up there because I know. Yeah, what's up? I love the pastries. But
pay us money? Should we pay them money? Okay.
Taking a simple little drive. This past year, I've had a lot of time to just be home, and that's not something I really get to do. So yeah, being able to do little projects, finally get some pictures on the wall. Clearly some stuff is still on the floor, but I'm working on it. I love social media, so I'm always on social media, interacting with fans. Every couple of days I like to do a contest or some type of giveaway. It keeps me connected. My favorite thing to do in life is stand up, and so as soon as I can go back to doing stand up, I definitely will. But for the most part, taking a drive with the dogs. That's what I love to do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Rosburn Elementary School.
Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We can see you.
Can they hear me?
You're good to go. Go ahead.
My question is, what's a special cause, like a charity or movement or something like that, that you value and that you would like to share with us so we can help it or research it? Thank you in advance.
Awesome. First of all, is that a stormtrooper mask I just saw?
This is running away.
Yes, it is.
I love it, man. It's awesome. Where did you get that?
He keeps running away. Okay.
I forget where I got it from.
Forget where you got it from?
Just stay there. Just stay there for a moment. He's talking to you.
What is your name?
Aiden.
Aiden. Really nice to meet you. You're dying to run back to your desk, aren't you? I release you.
Sorry, I screwed up. You can unmute yourself. We'll fix that in the editing. Sorry, Gabriel. Unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Well, to answer your question, I'm all about animals. I love animals, in particular dogs. So any type of organization that helps dogs, helps pets, helps animals, I'm all about it. There's a few organizations. I try not to be very specific with them. I just try to help as many as I can because that's my thing. But I don't want to put the names out there because then it might get weird. But yeah, anything to do with pets. I'm right now I have a dog behind me. I'm sure some of you might have noticed. You can't see him. He's there.
We saw him. We'll put his picture up or something later.
Watch. Let me see. Vinny, come here. Wait, I'll just turn my desk.
All right.
Vinny, come on, let's go. Vinny, up. You see him?
We see the ears.
You see the ear? Oh, you know what? Let me just look at. How about I do this? I'll just tilt.
There you go. All right. That's awesome.
Everybody's like, how is he not crushing him?
Thank you, Medstead. No, that was Rosburn. We're all done. There's Felix Mirano, the last question. Felix, are you there?
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Felix.
Gabriel. My name is Felix Morano.
What's up, Felix? Dude, you kind of look like Russell Wilson.
Well, I'm from Vancouver. I'm the proud parents of the three that you first saw in the very beginning. They've been on Young Global Citizens for quite some time, but I'm not here to ask you any questions, but I am here to let you know that we appreciate you, and we watch your show all the time, Fluffy, and we really appreciate the fact that you represent a lot of the young kids, and how your show represents like the reality of things nowadays. And we love you. We hope you're safe and your family, and just keep them coming. And in reference to your favorite show, that happens to be my favorite show, and my favorite character in that show is the guy that you might remember. We used to always say, James.
Oh, Felipe!
Felipe. My favorite character of all time. Felipe. James. So thank you on behalf of us here in Vancouver.
Thank you very much. And something interesting, I actually got to have dinner. I forgot his name. It's been so many years, but I actually got to have dinner with him and Don Knotts one night.
No way. Well,
yes.
Now that he's passed, that's an honor.
Yeah. And he sounded nothing like that. So that was definitely a character. His voice, he sounded more like me. Then he like that, the Felipe. Hey, Felipe. But yeah, when I saw him, I was like, oh my, I did the same thing. He goes, don't do this. And I'm like, okay, sorry. I think he was tired of it.
Yeah, for sure. But it was a trademark for sure for many years to come. So that's good. Anyways, thank you.
Nice. I appreciate everything you said. Thank you.
Thank you, Felix. So, Gabriel, you were incredibly gracious in accepting this interview. You've been a tremendous model of positivity, and this is what we need right now in the world. And you gave the children an opportunity to grow their communication skills, their awareness, and just their thinking and coming up with the questions and the courage to ask you the questions. And we just invite you to return. Some of our interviewees, they like to return to introduce. We have a lot of stuff. We have a big list of interviews. And if you have ideas of individuals that you think would be a good fit for the kids to learn something in any kind of field, we're meeting scientists, opera singers. It's just a great learning opportunity. And we just want to honor you with we're going to try and send a little present by a Inuit artist. And it's a sculpture that's going to say, you're a citizen of the world. That's what we're trying to do. So thank you for being a young global citizen with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And a special shout out to Aiden. Thank you for letting me have some fun with you. And I'm going to go online and I'm going to find that stormtrooper mask, because that mask is probably one of the coolest masks I've seen. And a shout out to all of you who are using your mask. Thank you. Thank you. I know I'm not wearing one right now, but it's for the interview. And so you know it's me, and they didn't hire an actor. Technically, I am an actor, but that's not what I mean. But awesome mask. And thank you very much for having me.
Everyone,
thank you. My son is with us as well, and he loves Mr. Iglesias. We always like Mr. Iglesias. He's a little shy, but te llamo Joaquin.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Gracias.
Everybody say bye. You can unmute yourself.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Gracias. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.